Let's dive in and break down what's really going on here because this latest proposal is making waves across the country. Former President Donald Trump just made headlines with a wild new idea: deporting U.S. citizens. Yes, you heard that right. In a move that's left both supporters and critics stunned, Trump is now suggesting that even people who have become American citizens could be kicked out of the country under certain circumstances. During a visit to a Florida migrant detention center, Trump floated the idea that immigrants who go through the legal process, become citizens, and then commit serious crimes should be sent back to their country of origin. This isn't just about undocumented immigrants anymore. He's talking about people who have already earned citizenship. And get this, he didn't stop there. Trump implied that even if someone was born in the U.S., their citizenship could be questioned if they have immigrant roots and break the law. That's a dramatic shift from how we've always thought about what it means to be American. This isn't just a throwaway comment, it's a calculated move tying immigration to crime, a Trump signature. He's using this rhetoric to draw a direct line between criminal behavior and the immigrant experience, fueling a debate that's been simmering for years. By floating this idea, Trump is challenging the very foundation of American citizenship. He's asking, should citizenship be a permanent, unbreakable bond, or can it be revoked if someone breaks the rules? Imagine citizenship as a gym membership: break the rules and you're out. It's a provocative analogy, but it raises real questions about fairness, loyalty, and the meaning of belonging. Legally, though, this is a huge stretch. Constitutional experts say it's nearly impossible to strip someone of citizenship for crimes committed after naturalization, especially if they were born here. The law is clear: citizenship is a right, not a privilege that can be easily revoked. Trump's proposal has ignited a fierce debate about what it means to be American. Is citizenship something you can lose, or is it a core part of your identity that no one can take away? Civil rights groups and legal scholars warn this would be blatantly unconstitutional. They argue that targeting naturalized citizens undermines the very principles the country was founded on, and could open the door to discrimination and abuse. It's a political firestarter. Trump energizes his base with tough talk on crime and immigration, while opponents scramble to respond, worried about the dangerous precedent this could set. He's testing how far he can push immigration enforcement and how much the public is willing to accept in the name of security and order. Revoking citizenship for post-naturalization crimes would be a radical shift, one that could affect millions of Americans who thought their status was secure. It turns a fundamental right into something fragile and conditional, making people feel like they're always one mistake away from losing everything. This isn't just policy, it's a battle over the soul of the nation, and the outcome could redefine what it means to be an American for generations to come. When politicians float ideas like this, suggesting that U.S. citizens could be deported for committing crimes or for other reasons, it grabs headlines and stirs up heated debates across the country. Instantly, lawyers and legal experts go on high alert, preparing to challenge any such proposal in court. They know that the legal foundations of citizenship are rock solid. Deporting U.S. citizens? The Constitution says no way. The 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to anyone born or naturalized in the United States, and that right is not easily taken away. The 8th Amendment bans cruel and unusual punishment. Kicking someone out of their own country, away from their family and life, fits that bill perfectly. It's not just harsh, it's unconstitutional. Citizenship, especially for those born here, is permanent. It's a fundamental part of your identity and legal status in America. It's not a privilege you can lose for bad behavior, no matter how serious the crime. The government can punish you, but it can't take away your citizenship as a penalty. Think of it like this: the government can fine you, jail you, or even sentence you to life in prison for breaking the law, but it can't erase your birthday, your birthplace, or your legal status as an American. Those things are permanent, no matter what. Even Trump, who often pushed the boundaries of legal norms, admitted he wasn't sure if this was legal. Hardly reassuring coming from a former president. The proposal isn't based on law, but on political posturing. It's designed to sound tough on crime, but it doesn't hold up under legal scrutiny. The legal consensus is clear: you can't deport citizens for crimes. The Supreme Court and lower courts have repeatedly affirmed this principle. The Constitution protects against this kind of government overreach. It's a safeguard against abuses of power and ensures that citizenship is not used as a political weapon. While some want tougher crime policies, this idea clashes with core American principles: fairness, due process, and equal protection under the law. Any real attempt to deport citizens would trigger a massive legal battle, drawing in civil rights groups, constitutional scholars, and likely the entire nation, and almost certainly lose in court. It's a legal dead end, but a headline-grabbing one. These proposals make waves in the media, but they don't change the law. The courts would shut it down in a heartbeat, reaffirming that citizenship is a right, not a privilege that can be revoked for political gain. To get the vibe of Trump's immigration policy, check out the new detention center in the Florida Everglades, nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz. It's remote, surrounded by swamps and, yes, real alligators. Trump praised it as a model for future centers, part of a plan to ramp up deportations. The facility holds thousands, with security so tight escape is nearly impossible. The administration wants to speed up deportations, even bringing in the National Guard to help. The message? Make detention so harsh people will self-deport. Critics worry about the ethics and environmental impact. The president's visit was a photo op to show he means business. It's a tough, controversial approach, loud and clear. Let's clarify, denaturalization and deportation aren't the same. Denaturalization means revoking citizenship from someone who lied to get it, like hiding a criminal past. It's rare and only for fraud. Trump's idea is different, losing citizenship for crimes committed after becoming a citizen. That's like losing your degree for a parking ticket years after graduation. U.S. law treats citizenship as a right, not a reward to be taken away for bad behavior. Expanding denaturalization to post-citizenship crimes would require a massive, likely unconstitutional, legal overhaul. The confusion between these terms is fueling the debate. One is about correcting fraud. The other is about inventing a new punishment. Alligator Alcatraz isn't a one-off. It's a blueprint for a new era in immigration enforcement. This facility, with its unique location and tough conditions, is just the beginning of a much larger plan. Former President Trump has made it clear. He wants to see more centers like this built across the country, forming a network designed to support mass deportations on an unprecedented scale. The idea is simple but sweeping. By increasing the number of beds and expanding capacity, authorities can detain more people for longer periods while their immigration cases are processed, rather than releasing them into the community. These facilities aren't just temporary holding pens, they're being built to include on-site courtrooms, immigration judges, and even the National Guard, all working together to accelerate the legal process and move cases through the system faster than ever before. The ultimate goal? To create a high-speed pipeline from detention to deportation, minimizing delays and making it much harder for people to remain in the U.S. while their cases drag on. And the locations of these centers are no accident. Building them in remote, harsh environments is a deliberate strategy, deterrence by misery, making the prospect of detention as unappealing as possible. The message is clear: if you cross the border without permission, you could end up in a swamp surrounded by alligators, far from any support or legal help. This approach is a cornerstone of Trump's tough-on-immigration philosophy, emphasizing strict enforcement and visible consequences for those who break immigration laws. Critics, however, argue that these centers are inhumane, outrageously expensive, and ultimately ineffective at solving the root causes of migration. They warn of human rights abuses and the psychological toll on detainees. Supporters, on the other hand, see these measures as necessary, proactive enforcement, an essential step to secure the border and uphold the rule of law. The debate over these new detention centers is fierce, with passionate arguments on both sides. The plan is as controversial as it is ambitious, sparking heated discussions in Congress and across the nation. Whether you see it as progress or a problem, one thing is certain: the construction of these facilities marks the beginning of a new era in America's immigration infrastructure, with far-reaching consequences for years to come. Trump's visit to Alligator Alcatraz and his citizenship comments sparked instant uproar. Protesters rallied outside, decrying the treatment of migrants and environmental risks. For them, it's a moral issue: compassion and human rights. Supporters cheered, seeing tough measures as necessary for security and law. The split screen of protests and cheers shows just how divided America is. The debate rages in the streets, media, and political arena. Critics call the proposal a dangerous overreach, threatening everyone's rights. They warn it sets a precedent that could erode citizenship for all. Supporters see a leader finally getting tough. Every new policy adds fuel to the fire. The noise isn't dying down anytime soon. The most telling part? Even Trump admits the legal uncertainty. "We're looking at that right now," he said, meaning this isn't a real plan, just a trial balloon. There's no legal path to deport citizens. Any attempt would face instant lawsuits. Stripping citizenship for crimes breaks with centuries of American law. The courts would see it as a violation of fundamental rights. No court case says you can't deport citizens, it's always been understood. The entire legal tradition points one way: this is unconstitutional. Most see the proposal as political theater, not a serious policy. The Constitution blocks it at every turn. It's a headline, not a law. So, what's the takeaway? This episode reveals how far the immigration debate has shifted. We're not just arguing about border walls, we're questioning the meaning of citizenship itself. The proposal, doomed as it is, serves a political purpose: energize supporters, provoke opponents. It's a test of the legal system's strength against executive overreach. These battles force courts and the public to defend principles once taken for granted. Today, politics is about sending messages, not just passing laws. Even if deporting citizens never happens, the conversation changes what's considered normal. Extreme ideas are now part of the mainstream debate. It's less about what's possible, more about what's provocative. In this new arena, the old rules barely apply.